Hi, my name is Alden Plunk, and I've been going to therapy since I was the age of 3. After my little sister had gotten into an accident with me and my mother, we, as a family, and her passing away, as a family, we kind of decided to all seek help. I have struggled with mental health my whole life, and I've never really wanted to talk about it or anything like that because of the stigma that kind of comes with mental health, and I was just kind of embarrassed. It took me 19 years to learn that I had ADHD, and I was just so embarrassed that people were going to think that there was something wrong with me or that I was different or anything like that. Because of what I've gone through, I today am here to advocate for the normalization of mental health and mental illnesses. I do understand the stigma based off of social media and the way that they make people who have mental illnesses or emotional problems out to be these high-strung, irrational, and even dangerous people. Take the new movie The Joker, for example. I feel like this fear keeps us away from seeking help and really kind of forms us into that stereotype. Close to 800,000 people each year die from suicide. That is one person every 40 seconds. The National Alliance on Mental Health states that 50% of all mental illnesses begin at the age of 14 and 75% by the age of 25. That portion of a person's life is like super important for mental health and mental growth, and it really does change a person's life to be going through that. Associated with this is an increase in school shootings. A mass majority of the issues that cause school shootings are as a result of lack of awareness of people struggling with mental illness and abuse. Commonly in high schools and schools in general, you see guidance counselors who are really just trying to get you through school and into college, and not so much school psychiatrists. The University of Southern California states that you don't actually need to have a degree in psychology in order to be a guidance counselor at a school. I think that if we put that emphasis on the need for psychiatry in high schools, schools in general, that it will affect positively the statistics talked about earlier. Today we will first discuss the basics of mental illness or mental health, and second, the media's major influence on mental health. So now let's look at some common ground that we can all kind of relate to. According to the Office of Disease Prevention and Health Awareness, the burden of mental health is the highest of all diseases in the US. The highest. Mental health is essential for a person's life and well-being, as well as can really worsen the effects of many chronic diseases in today's time, such as diabetes, cancer, heart disease, everything like that. Many of you think that this may not affect you because you don't have any of those things, you don't necessarily know that you have mental issues, but if you ever feel slightly nervous going out in public or going out to see some friends, you could have social anxiety. If you are constantly bouncing around in your own head and not really understanding things that you should be understanding or really staying focused during those things, you could suffer from ADHD. According to the Anxiety and Depression Association of America, anxiety disorders are the US #1 mental illness, affecting over 40 million adults 18 years and older, which is 18% of the population. And also, according to the CDC, in 2016, 1.6 million people were diagnosed with ADHD, and 5 in 10 of those people have accompanying mental disorders, such as anxiety, which is probably why both of those statistics together create a massive population of people who are really struggling. And all of these studies were only done on people who were diagnosed. Think about how many people aren't diagnosed. And those people who are fearful of coming out and being open about their mental illnesses and mental issues. And a lot of that is due to social media. The urge towards social conformity is basically like spurs directly from social media, and I'm sure a lot of people know that. New generations are growing up idolizing people like the Kardashians and other people with really unrealistic lifestyles and appearances. Anorexia has the second highest mortality rate of any psychological disorder. According to the Eating Disorder Foundation, 81% of 10-year-olds fear being fat, and 46% of 9 to 11-year-olds are very frequently on diets. These children have to live up to these cookie-cuttered standards that are so unrealistic, and it's really affecting their entire lives. In the US, the average height of a female is 5'2", and the average height of a male is 5'9". Me being 6'2" and a female, it was really, really hard growing up. I constantly would compare myself to all of these social media influencers and people like them, and really would look at them and want to be them so badly, but I couldn't, and it was so unrealistic for me because I could never truly look that way. And a lot of that has to do with my height, and it's something that I just can never change. I really used to hate myself. I really did. I eventually gained 3 eating disorders over my lifetime, and it really, I still struggle with it every day. According to the Eating Disorder Foundation, there is a way to change eating disorders and really prevent them from happening. And a lot of that is change and advocacy. You need to change the topics that you're talking about or the way that we talk to people. We need to change social norms. We need to change a lot of the ways that things that we post and stuff like that, and very just negative commentary and speaking towards people that we love. Right now, the world has been going through a really, really rough time, financially, socially, politically, and most of all, mentally. There has been a 1.6% increase in suicide rates over the past 5 months while we have been in this quarantine. And it's honestly pushed us into a massive mental health crisis. There is only one way that this can be stopped, and that has to do with advocacy. We need to speak about it. We need to talk to people. We need to post it. Right now, we don't really understand that there is good in social media, and we can use that social media as power and just speak about the issues that we have instead of lying to ourselves and putting these unrealistic expectations that we're trying to live up to, but we're just not. If you are constantly looking at life through right and wrong and looking at life through winning and losing, you're gonna lose a lot of the time. So, and we need to break down those comparisons between people and judgments of people and everything like that, and honestly, save a life and just post about it. Thank you so much.